Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bob Trojan here at beautiful Coach Bill Cunis Field here at the Ashland Athletic Complex, and we have a field hockey game going on right now. Just started between the Ashland Clockers and the Hopkinton Hillers. We are just 15 seconds into the game right now. We're playing 4 15-minute quarters. Ashland has the ball, moving it down into the offensive area. And it's coming back now for Hopkinton. Trying to get the starting lineup for you there. Natalia Arjona is out there. Sienna Bishop. Natalie Moriarty, I'm sorry, Danielle Moriarty, Sydney Whitkins. I'm just trying to catch all those numbers out there. Jordan Sherman. Number 6, Ayla Hallock. Number 7, Kira Cooney. Number 10, Melissa Leone. And looks like we have number 4 out there, Lily Ishak. And playing in goal is number 28, Heidi Hausman. We had a shot there by we had a shot there by Ashland, which went out of bounds. And it was off of last touch by Ashland, so it'll be a 16-yard hit for Hopkinton, bringing it out to the top of the circle. Hopkinton will have a free hit there from the top of the 16 with Ashland covering. All players on the defensive side have to be 5 yards away from that free hit. On the near sideline, the ball comes over to, if you can see it, I don't know, it's kind of faded, but we're looking at a dark line, which is the out-of-bounds line on this side. Not the football lines, not the white ones, but the dark one where number 15, Sydney Whitkins, had that ball, a free hit side in on that dark-colored black or blue line. She's taking it again inside the 25-yard line. That ball has to travel 5 yards or be passed to a teammate before it goes into the circle, but it's intercepted by Hopkinton and taken out again. But again, Ashland controls the ball, loses control, and Hopkinton is bringing the ball up again. Again, it's intercepted before it crosses the midfield line. So Ashland is doing a good job of controlling play right now in the offensive zone. Sienna Bishop gets that ball on the far sideline, controls it, keeps it in, intercepted by Hopkinton on the far sideline again. And Hopkinton player dribbles number 1, Maya Gosh. She's intercepted. Picked up by Melissa Leone. Hopkinton takes control right at the 50-yard line. She passes it over here to Erin Halloran. Halloran brings it up. And it's taken away. Taken away by Danielle Moriarty. And there's an attempt at an edge shot by Ashland. Kira Cooney. It's in the circle. Driven out by Hopkinton. Last touch, I think, by Ashland, so it'll be a side in. Nope, it's a side in. Last touch by Hopkinton, so it'll be a side in Ashland on the dark line again. Oh, no, it is Hopkinton. Okay, the officials seem to be pointing in that direction, but I had it wrong. The ball is driven about 15 yards upfield, but it's intercepted by Ashland. This time I'm definitely sure that it was driven out of bounds by the Clockers. Again, it's a side in for Hopkinton on the about the 20 or 19-yard line. Free hit. The side in's a free hit. Same as a free hit, but it's on the sideline. Ball went out of bounds. Looked like it hit a Hopkinton foot in there. Should have been a corner, but I guess I have a better angle than the officials do right now. Anyhow, it's out of bounds, off of Ashland. It'll be Hopkinton ball coming out at the 16 again. It's a 16-yard hit. Intercepted, attempted an interception by Plowski. And it's out of bounds off of Ashland on the near sideline, over the 50. We'll see where she puts it down. The references I make to the yard lines are the football yard lines. It's at the 50, right at the 50. In field hockey, the only lines that really matter is the 25, which has a significance I'll talk about later. And of course, the circle is 16 yards away from the goal. The ball was intercepted and driven down the near sideline by Ashland, controlled by Ashland. Kira Cooney was the recipient, drove it into the circle, but it was taken back out by Hopkinton. It's a long drive by Hopkinton, number 11, Camille Perlov, and it's not touched at all until it goes out of bounds on the Ashland defensive end, so it'll be Ashland ball at the 16. It's a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Taking that hit, it looks like number 6, Ayla Halleck. And she tries an aerial pass, which is successful. Over the defense, picked up by Arjona. Brought in almost inside the 25-yard line. Foot, looked like a Hopkinton foot, should be Ashland ball there. Again, I had a better look at it than the official, apparently. But in any case, Ashland controls the ball. It's driven in. Leone takes a shot. It's saved. It should be off. Yep, it's a 25-yard hit for the offense. Leone took that shot. It was saved by the goalie and last touched by the goalie. So going off the defense like that, it's called a 25-yard hit. The offense, Ashland, will take the ball at the 25. That ball has to dribble or be passed 5 yards before it goes into the circle. It can't be driven directly in. And she has carried it and dribbled it 5 yards. Didn't catch her number. I think it was number 6. It's inside the circle now, Ayla Halleck. And there is a foul there, apparently off a foot or a leg by Ashland, and Hopkinton again has a 16-yard hit. She drives it out to about the 45-yard line. It's taken there by Ashland. Sydney Whitkins, I think. She passed it to Danielle Moriarty. And there was an attempt at a drive by Hopkinton, Erin Halloran, and it goes out of bounds on the near side. So again, it'll be a side in for the Clockers. Sydney Whitkins taking it. Intercepted by Perlov by Hopkinton, and she drives down 30, 40 yards, and she still controls it right into the circle, and a shot on goal, and it's saved by the Clockers. There was Hausman on the save. Ball is out of bounds off Hausman, so it'll be a 25-yard hit, I assume, for Hopkinton. So that ball will come out, and it'll be put in play at the 25 by Hopkinton, directly in line with where it went out of bounds, which is pretty much in front of the net. That ball must be, again, as I said, dribbled or passed 5 yards, and that qualifies right now before it goes into the circle. You can drive it back from the 25 away. You don't have to go in. In any case, that pass around by Hopkinton is sent out of bounds on the far sideline by the Clockers. So there'll be a side in over there for Hopkinton. Okay, she didn't look like she drove it 5 yards, but somebody touched it before it went in, and there was an Ashland foot in there in the circle, so it's a corner call against the Clockers. Hopkinton will have a corner. Ashland will move 6 players up to the 50-yard line with 4 defensive players and the goaltender Hausman in goal. The injection comes out. It has to go outside the circle before it's taken back in. It's very difficult for all of us, you and me included, to see that, but I kind of know where that blue-black line is. It did come outside the circle, but the shot by Hopkinton was out of bounds, and so the Clockers will have the ball, a 16-yard hit, and it's driven nicely upfield, but out of bounds, no touch by anybody. So it'll be a side in for Hopkinton at about the 35 or 40-yard line on the other end. That's Lauren Strickay taking the hit, taking the side in for the Hillers. Ball is passed in towards the center of the field and is intercepted by the Clockers. That was Bishop. Bishop to Porter, who's in the game. I didn't see her earlier. That's Sophie Porter. Melissa Leone's over there. Ashland controls the ball. And it's in the circle again, apparently. And it's back out. That's somebody's foot, Hopkinton foot, but it's outside the circle, so it'll be a free hit for the Clockers at about the 18-yard line. And she drives it, apparently dribbled it 5 yards, went into the circle, but out of bounds off of Ashland. So again, it'll be a free hit, 16-yard hit for the Hillers. That circle is significant. It's very important. The 25 is important, but the circle is very important because you can't score a goal unless the ball touches or is shot by an offensive player within the circle. If it's shot outside the circle and not touched inside the circle by an offensive player, it's not a goal. That's the significance of the 25 and the 16. And we had a pass by Melissa to the wing on the far side, and she's unable to control it over there. I think it was Sophie Porter. Couldn't catch her number for sure, so it's out of bounds off her stick. So again, it'll be a 16-yard hit for Hopkinton. Ashland's doing a terrific job of controlling the offensive zone so far, with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter here at Cunis Field. Again, Ashland controls. Melissa Leone touches it in there. There's a stick edge side shot, which is stopped by Hopkinton, driven out. And the way Ashland was chasing it makes me suspect that it was off of Ashland. Yes, it was. So it'll be a free hit, a side-in free hit for Hopkinton. Again, Halloran is taking that side in, deep in Ashland offensive territory. Ball is controlled by number 4, but that's an obstruction call against Sandy Waduthanuri. So it'll be an Ashland ball. That obstruction call against Hopkinton was a result of Waduthanuri was using her body to keep the Ashland player off the ball, and that's not allowed. If you do use your body to keep a player from the ball, you have to maintain the dribble. You have to continue to maintain that dribble. Once that dribble is stopped or lost, it's an obstruction call against you. That ball is out of bounds off Hopkinton, side in Ashland. Sydney Witkins taking the free hit. Hopkinton's awful close. I wish that official would notice that and make the call. When the defensive player is less than 5 yards away, number one, it's dangerous, and number two, it restricts the passing lanes that the player taking the ball in has open to her. And so it is a call that the officials should make and can make. And there was a stick edge shot that's out of control. When you use the stick edge, front or back, it has to be flat on the ground and not dangerous to other players. Side-in is stopped by Ashland, but apparently it hit her foot over there, number 21 for the Clockers. That's Allison Hickey. Again, Ashland controls the ball, despite the fact that Hopkinton got into over the 50 and close to the 25-yard line. Last touch on this side by Ashley Forster. Okay, and that side in by Halloran again. He keeps trying to target number 4, Sanidi Wadufanu. There's a shot on goal, but it misses. It hits the side of the net. No save in there by Hausman. She just let it go. It went out of bounds, hit the side of the net. 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Comes out, intercepted by Hopkinton. And it's back in and it is in the circle now. But again, the Ashland defense is strong, and that's the horn for the first quarter. That was a quick first quarter, and we have no score here at the coach. And it will be Ashland ball to start the second quarter. Ashland had the ball to start the game, and we'll have it the second quarter, and Hopkinton will have it the beginning of the third and fourth quarters. Pass back goes to the far wing. Number 9 over there, Ashley Forster. And she sends the ball down the sideline. 15, 20, 25 yards. The ball's inside the 20 now. The Clockers can get it in the circle and have a scoring opportunity. They do. And there's a weak shot not on goal to the side. Hopkinton controls it, drives it, and hits an Ashland foot. So Hopkinton has the ball on a free hit. But she has mishits her pass, and it goes out of bounds on the near sideline, side in for the Clockers. Again, that player for Hopkinton is much less than 5 yards, and she is causing the Clockers to have to pass that ball towards the center of the field instead of downfield. There's a long pass by Hopkinton that goes untouched and over the end line off of Hopkinton, so it'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers coming straight out from where the ball went out of bounds, which is very close, within about 4 yards of the sideline. Can't get the number of that Ashland player taking the free hit. And she again tries an aerial, but it's not much of an aerial, to be honest with you, and it's deflected off of a Hopkinton stick, but fortunately the Clockers come up with it, and that was Porter controlling it and passing it over to the wing to Cooney, and it is controlled into the circle. It's loose, and I can't tell what his signal was. Apparently it was a corner. Yeah, it was a corner. He was pointing the other way. But it was a corner call for the Clockers. So again, we have an injector, which apparently is Leone. Hopkinton has 6 players back to the 50. As soon as the ball is injected into the circle, they can break and come in and try to help on defense. No shot by Ashland on that corner. It came out, but they were unable to control it. The Hopkinton defense was up to the task of stopping the shot and controlling it and getting it out of the circle area. And Hopkinton brings it downfield. That's number 11. Nice save by Hausman there. That shot was by, and again, number 11, a shot. That's 2 shots, but that was stopped before it got through to the defensive player. That was Perlov taking those 2 shots for Hopkinton, number 11. Again, Ashland controls. And we're on the wing with Cooney taking it upfield. She looks to Leone, who controls it, brings it inside the 10, passes it into the circle, but it's intercepted by Hopkinton. Stick edge pass by Ashland into the circle, but again it's deflected out. Hopkinton controls it. Kylie Locke on the near side. And there was an attempt to dodge by Whitkins, but it goes out of bounds off her stick. It was a free hit. That was a dangerous, high dangerous pass by Hopkinton, but it was controlled by Ashland, so it's no call. It's a whole whistle. Again, Hopkinton passes it down. That was Perlov, and it goes out of bounds untouched. So again, it'll be a free hit for the Clockers from the 16. Directly in line from where that ball went out of bounds, which is close to the sideline. And Ashland keeps bringing it towards the center of the field, which is not a good idea. Not in their own defensive end, at least. Passes to midfield, across the field. It's almost untouched until it goes out of bounds on the far sideline. So that'll be a side in for Hopkinton on that side. Looks like number 20, Zoe Adams, will be taking that side in for Hopkinton. Pass goes in, untouched, picked up by Perlov. She is just outside the circle, passes it inside the circle. Somebody's waiting for it, but it's intercepted by the Clockers. Clocker defense, I think number 8 there. Bishop. Way upfield, up to the 50, inside the 50. Leone controls it, but it's taken, what was a call at the 50. There must have been a advancing call against Ashland. So the ball moves up to the 50, free hit for the Clockers. Again, it's intercepted by Ashland. Ashland is doing a terrific job of controlling play here. But you don't win the game unless you score a goal or more. Again, Leone, far side, pass up to Porter. Porter brings it upfield. It's intercepted there by Interante for Hopkinton. Ashland is able to get the ball into the circle. It comes back out. Again, controlled by White. And that's Perlov, who controlled it for about 20 yards over the 50, but again, it's taken away by the Ashland defense. The Ashland defense is doing a terrific job of smothering any kind of attempt to score that Hopkinton has had. Ball went out of bounds, far side, off of Hopkinton, side in Ashland. Number 5 taking it, Porter. Porter passes it out, over, midfield, a hard shot from the 30-yard line, which wouldn't have counted, of course, but the hope was that somebody might deflect it from White. Okay, there's a lot of hard fighting going on for the ball there. Again, Ashland, Halleck was in there, involved in that. Again, that pass goes out, but it's out of bounds, and he's calling it for Ashland, off of Hopkinton. Jordan Sherman is going to take that side in at about the 40-yard line. Okay, that's about 5 yards. That's where that defensive play for Hopkinton should be, and it allows that Sherman to have that opening on the sideline, against the sideline, but she's unable to get it, thread the needle, and get it between the defensive player and the sideline. So it goes out of bounds off the Clockers. It'll be a side in for the Hillers inside the 50-yard line down to about the 45. That's Halloran taking the side in. Halloran goes right in the middle, kind of dangerous. Yep, it's called. Yeah, it was right at the Ashland player, right at Arjona. So it'll be a free hit. Clockers taking that for the Clockers. It'll be Halleck at about the 40. And she's looking for somebody to pass it to. Ashland players are cutting. She had an idea, but it was sealed off by Hopkinton, and that free hit was actually a self-start. There wasn't a drive involved. You can do that. A free hit can be taken by the person. It's called a self-start. She doesn't have to necessarily drive it, which used to be the rule. It makes for a quick start. Nice interception there by Halleck. She takes it away, drives it in. Ashland's fighting for that ball. Now that missed swing at the ball by the Hopkinton player would have been called as a dangerous stick if anybody had been nearby, but there was nobody there, and so there's no call. Nice defensive play there by, that looks like number 22, Emma Chapman. Intercepted that pass in the center of the field and drove it out to the sideline. Unfortunately, there is a foul. There is a foul, but it looked like it was outside the circle to me. In any case, a corner is called for Hopkinton. There's 6:20 to go here in the second quarter, first half. We have an Ashland player who's tying a shoe, which is delaying the start of the corner. Okay, she's ready. She's in the net. Hopkinton injection comes out. It's outside the circle. Shot's taken. It's stopped inside by the defense. That was Perlov taking that nice hard shot, but it was stopped by Ashland. Never got through to the goaltender. Hausman. And Ashland controls the ball and brings it way upfield, almost to the 35-yard line. Almost got by that one defensive player, and she would have been good to go inside the 25 and maybe into the circle. Anyhow, Hopkinton drives it upfield. It's stopped up there on the far side by Jordan Sherman. She tries a pass on the sideline, but it's intercepted by Perlov. Perlov dribbles in. She's a good ball player. And she's, oh, almost. That was quite a play, quite a dribble, and quite a an attempt by Perlov to get it in. Took a shot. It missed goal, so it'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. That near side post was wide open. So if she hadn't misfired on that, that would have been a goal for Hopkinton. They would have taken the lead here. Anyhow, nice drive upfield from the 16 over the 50, over the 40, 30, inside the circle for the Clockers, and a shot and a save. And it stays in. And there's another stick edge shot and another shot. Oh, saved by the Hopkinton defense. The goalie was out of position on the ground. And there's another shot by the Clockers, and it looked like it was looked like the goalie made the save. But I can't figure out what the official's calling. He pointed with his left arm to the sideline. Oh, okay, there he's giving the 25-yard call now. Okay, it's a 25-yard hit for Ashland. It was off the goaltender. This ball has to be dribbled to pass 5 yards before it goes into the circle. She can't drive it straight in. Okay, aerial. That was an air dribble attempt for a yard or two, but it was intercepted by Hopkinton. That was Halleck on that attempt. The air dribble is a developed skill by these good field hockey players, which is they're able to bring the ball upfield in a more controlled manner. The defense can go in and try to play the ball, but the offensive player who's using the air dribble has to avoid the defense. She can't air dribble right into the defensive player. But it is a good way to move the ball upfield, and a good skilled player can use that to her advantage. Okay, again, the Clockers stop any attempt by Hopkinton to set up inside the circle. Again, the Ashland defense is just shut down today so far. There's 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the half. Again, Clockers dominating play. Near side, hard drive. That was above the knee. I would have. That was, yeah, it was off of Ashland, but it was above the knee when it hit her. That was Allison Hickey taking the shot. He called a side in. Official on the near side here is Jack Moore. Oh, nice pass on the wing. Again, that wing on that side, Kara Cooney is really seems to be able to get open and get those passes. The shot goes through. It was outside the circle, I think, but it was on goal. Goalie made the save. That was right on the line, I think. It might have been in or outside the circle, but it's smothered. There's a fight there for the ball. Hickey comes up with it. Hickey passes to Forster. Forster to the middle. Taken away by Hopkinton. Hard drive by Hopkinton. Off a Hopkinton player, but it's deflected to Halleck for the Clockers. Halleck tries to go to the far wing. It's picked up there by Hopkinton. Again, midfield. Ashland stick on the ball. Taken away. Another Ashland stick on the ball. Obstruction there by Hopkinton. Yep, good call. Whitkins will take the self-start, and she brings it right upfield. She dribbles past 3 or 4 Hopkinton players up to the 30. Stick edge pass on the near side to Cooney. Cooney controls it. She's trying to get that ball into the circle. She's inside the 25. And it's taken away by Hopkinton. Thought it was going to go out of bounds there, but it didn't. Hickey controls it. Okay. Again, it's passed up by Hopkinton, but there's a white shirt there to intercept it and take it away. Unable to control it in midfield is Interante for Hopkinton. The Clockers take control again. Bishop has the ball. Bishop passes it up. And it's controlled by Ashland, but sent out of bounds on the far side. I didn't catch the number there. Might have been 11. That's Delaney Gravel if it was. We're looking directly into that setting sun right now, but very shortly we won't have to contend with that. Yeah, that was Gravel. 16-yard hit by Hopkinton is on the far side and does move upfield, controlled by the Hillers, but defense played by the Clockers, unable to, and that's the end of the half. That's the end of the half here at Cunis Field between the Ashland Clockers and the Hopkinton Hillers with no score. Welcome back to Cunis Field here at the Ashland Athletic Complex for the second half of tonight's game between the visiting Hopkinton Hillers and the Ashland Clockers. Starting the third period, second half, Hopkinton will have the ball. The first half was scoreless. Ashland pretty much dominated play territorially. Whenever Hopkinton did get into the offensive end and inside the circle, the Ashland defense was up to the task and shut down anything that Hopkinton was able to try to start up. There were two corners for Hopkinton, which were quickly smothered. The shots were smothered by the Ashland defense. 2 saves, I think, by Hausman, Heidi Hausman for the Clockers, the goaltender. Ball, we've switched directions now, and I think that's a call. No, that was a good call. Perlov ran right into the Ashland player, not intentionally, of course, but did knock her over, and that free hit was given to the Clockers. We're playing 15-minute quarters. This is quarter number 3, second half. The sun has gone down behind the trees here at the Cunis Complex, named after coach and beloved coach and teacher Bill Cunis, longtime teacher and coach in the Ashland system, Boston College Baseball Hall of Famer, longtime track and cross-country coach here at Ashland High School, and a beloved member of our community who passed away tragically a few years ago. Okay, that ball, yeah, that should have been called. That was an attempt at a pass by Lily Anderson, and at about the 20-yard line, and it was high in the air, dangerous. There was no control on it, and that's the key. And the official is giving the ball to the Clockers. Free hit taken by Jordan Sherman at, it should be further in. Yeah, it was more like the 20. Okay, it's at the 25, which means she has to pass or dribble 5 yards before it goes into the circle. In any case, the lines are cut off internally, so she passes it out to midfield, and it makes its way through to the circle. Unfortunately, last touch by Ashland, so it'll be a 16-yard hit coming out. But that pass went out to Natalia Arjona at midfield, and she passed it directly into the circle. There was a Clocker player waiting for it, but unable to control it. That would have been a terrific attempt at a goal for the Clockers. This is the type of game right now, I think, when the Clockers finally find the range, they're going to be able to put more than one goal into the net, but you can't always depend on that or figure that's going to happen. The way the bounces are, sometimes a team that's been dominated comes downfield once and is able to score a goal. And in this case, there was a corner call inside the circle for Hopkinton. So despite the 4 minutes of domination that Ashland's had since this quarter started, we have a corner called for the Hillers. The injection comes out, top of the circle. It's outside the circle. It's now back in the circle. And that goes out of bounds off green, 16-yard hit. taking the 16-yard hit for the Clockers at the top of the circle. I can't get your number there. I think it's number 7. Anyhow, she dribbles a little bit and passes it to the wing on the left side, far side. It somehow makes its way through. And again, Arjona is over there to pick it up. She's intercepted, but it's off of Hopkinton foot there. Oh, no call. There you go. Okay, so it'll be a free hit at the 35. Taking that free hit for the Clockers is Moriarty. Over to the side, waiting for it over there is 13 maybe? Yeah, McMullen. But it doesn't make it into the circle, and it's intercepted by Hopkinton. Hopkinton reverses fields on the Clockers, and it's dribbled down. Number 8 there is Souza, one of the captains for Hopkinton. She gets it inside the 15. But again, the Clocker defense is just shut down today for the blue and white. Leone, a race to the ball. Beaten there by Interante. It's Reese Interante, but we intercepted again. There's a pass on the wing to Leone. Leone dribbles down. She's inside the 20. It's deflected out of bounds off of number 25, Allison LePage for the Hillers, and it'll be a 25-yard hit for the Clockers. Straight away, pretty much straight away from the net. Can't say enough for the Ashland defense. They're doing a terrific job of shutting down anything that Hopkinton tries to get going. Oh, that's a stick. That's a stick interference. Yep, nice call. Good call. Stick interference is unlike ice hockey. You can't hit the player dribbling the ball with the stick. That's called stick interference. You have to play the ball, not the stick. Free hit again for the Clockers. It was just inside the 25. It is touched several times and dribbled, so it can go into the circle now, but there's an obstruction call against Ashland, number 12, Ella Turco. Oh, nope, my mistake. The call went against Hopkinton. The ball's at the 15. She dribbles it back. She dribbles it in. She passes it as touched by Green. Could have gone into the circle fairly, but it doesn't. Green dribbles it out. That was Morris Souza taking it out, and it's out of bounds. What's the call? It looks like he's calling it. Yeah, he's calling it for the Clockers. So it's a side in for the Clockers on this side. Halleck takes the side in. Emma Chapman in defensive mode. Natalia Arona there to pass it, but she skips Arjona and tries to send it downfield. It ends up with Arjona. Arjona is able to control it, get it inside the 25. Leone's there with the ball. She dribbles a stick edge pass into the circle, but it comes back out. Again, it's controlled by the Clockers. Obstruction right there. Yep, that was a good call. She turned her body into the Hopkinton player without dribbling the ball. That was Turco, and the call was made right away by the official on this side, Jack Moore. Again, we have control. Inside the circle. Goal! Excellent play by the Clockers. Number 3, Natalia Arjona with the goal. The Clockers are on the board with 7:16 to go here in the third quarter. Natalia Arjona with the goal. She brings the ball up to the 50. And the Clockers have a lead, which they should have had. They deserve to have with the way they've controlled play. That's Perlov with the center pass for Hopkinton. She passes it back to one of her teammates, unable to control it, goes out of bounds off the Clockers' far sideline, side in. Hard hit by Hopkinton, but it is stopped by the Clockers. Again, there was no intent with that. It was just she wasn't trying to hit a teammate at all. She just drove it downfield, and the Clockers were there covering the ball, 2 or 3 sticks to stop the ball and bring it back up to the Ashland offensive end. Nice control by the Clockers there. Stopping the play. That's Sinidi controlling it on the far side. It's out of bounds. Now he had his arms up as if it were a 16-yard hit, but he's pointing as if it were a 25. So let's see what the players do with the ball here. It looks like it's going to be a 25-yard hit. 25-yard hit for Hopkinton going in. Pass goes to the far side. Touched by Green, intercepted by White. Didn't get a number on that sideline again, but the entire Ashland defense has to be commended tonight with the play there, the way they're playing and shutting down the Hopkinton offense and not allowing any kind of a serious attempt at a goal. And now they've got a one-goal lead that they can sit on, but of course you don't want to sit on it too much. The best defense is a good offense. So I'd like to see another goal by the blue and white. 5:30 to go here in the third quarter. Saved inbounds. Nope, she was unable to save it inbounds. Okay, so it's Clocker ball, 16-yard hit. Dribbles up, attempts a pass. It's intercepted there by Hauser. Hauser passes it to midfield. Locke picks it up there. It goes to the far side, chased it down by Halloran. Goes out of bounds. I thought it was off Green, but apparently there must have been a White touch in there. I'm trying not to be too much of a homer here, but there's a side in by Hopkinton on the far sideline, dribbled in, again out of bounds, and again it's Hopkinton side in, which I think was the correct call on that one. That's Halloran again over on the far side, taking that side in. She's inside the 25, so it has to dribble or be passed 5 yards before it goes into the circle, but it's intercepted before it does that. It goes out of bounds off of Hopkinton this time, and it's finally a side in for the Clockers on the far side. It's getting more difficult to see those numbers over there because we don't have the natural light helping out. A lot of back and forth on the far side over there. Nobody's really controlling it for very long. It's going from white to green to green to white. Again, that's good for the Clockers. You've got a one-goal lead, and even though you're not getting your own attempt, you're keeping the opponent out of the offensive end. Well, this time it does get inside the 20, but again, it's controlled. What's the call? What do we have here? I didn't see a foul at all there by Chapman. In any case, it's given to Hopkins inside the circle. It's driven out to the far side, the near side, I'm sorry, by the Clockers that look like Gravel sending it out, so it'll be a side in for Green. Again, the defense is shutting down any serious attempt that Hopkins has. Oh, he changed the call, which is the correct call. The foul was not against the Clockers, it was against Hopkinton, so it's a side in. Take your time. Bishop taking it. And she attempts an aerial, which is intercepted. No, an attempt interception was unsuccessful. The Clockers control the ball. Leone has it. Leone dribbles in. She's got somebody open on the wing right there. Oh, nice pass. Unable to control it on the far wing was Cooney. She would have had a one-on-one shot on the goalie if she could have controlled that, but it was bouncing a little bit on the turf. Goes out of bounds. 16-yard hit for the Hillers. Pass goes to the far wing. Nobody really controls it. The Clockers finally get it and get a pass in towards goal inside the 20. And again, there isn't much control there. It's taken over by Hopkinton. We're down inside of 2 minutes to go in the third period here. Minute and 40, minute and 39 to go. And again, as long as that ball stays in the offense, the Ashland offensive end, good things are going to happen. Ball's inside the circle. Shot is taken. Stopped by the Hopkinton defense. Driven out, but again controlled there by the Ashland defense. Allison Hickey. When the ball is that deep inside the offensive end, the coach, Molly Foley, is liable to send maybe one of her defensive players to help out on offense to keep that ball inside the 20, inside the 25, or at least over on the right side of the 50-yard line, which is a good idea, but you don't want to get caught with too few players back down, because the ball does move quickly on an artificial surface. This game was made for an artificial surface. On the old days when it was played on grass, you never knew how long the grass was going to be. When you went to a field, some places didn't want to cut it down. If they left it long, the ball never moved anywhere. And the rules were against aerial passes, so you couldn't use an aerial pass to move it downfield more quickly. In any case, we have a side-in Hopkinton, intercepted by Leone. Leone controls it. She's got an open lane there. Oh, it's intercepted on this side, and the end of the period. So, at the end of 3 periods, here at the Coach Bill Kunis Athletic Complex at Ashland High School, we have a score of Ashland 1, Hopkinton 0 in this first of the season showdown. They play twice. Looks like a number 22, Emma Chapman, now on defense. And the ball is passed back by Perlov to start the fourth quarter for the Hillers rather. It's almost intercepted on the far side by Ashland. And now it is. Midfield again, control. Stick edge pass, didn't go very far, but it's fought for by the Clockers. Danielle Moriarty, and she passes it up on that far wing. Kara Cooney always there to pick up those passes tonight. She uses a stick edge pass, attempting to get it in on goal, and it goes out of bounds. So it'll be a 16-yard hit for Hopkinton. That stick edge is a new skill that's been allowed and developed within the field hockey. It used to be that the stick used to be the face of the stick. That was the only way you could play it. But now you can use the 2 stick edges, forehand and backhand. You still can't use the rounded portion of the stick, the backside. It is a right-handed game, so if you're left-handed, you have to learn how to play it right-handed. Okay, free hit for the Clockers inside the 25. Nice dribble upfield by Hallett. She gets it almost into the circle. It's stopped there by Hopkinton, but it's stopped again by the Clockers. Driven to the sideline by Hopkinton. It'll be a side-in for Ashland at about the 15-yard line. 5-yard rule applies. Pass or dribble 5 yards before it goes into the circle or touched by a defensive player. It's not a side-in. I guess there was a foul on the field, which is to the offensive team's advantage. If he saw a foul that was on the field before the ball went out of bounds, it's to the Ashland advantage to have it out there rather than on the sideline. The pass attempt was intercepted by Halleck, but again, the Clockers control. Looked like good call. Looked like a leg in there by Perlov, which the official saw. The ball is passed into the circle. It comes back out immediately. And Perlov is on the far side now, playing a wing. I thought she was more of a center, but in any case, she's all over the field. Good ball player. Fighting for it. She takes it away. Dribbles up 5, 10, 15 yards, 20 yards of control. She takes a shot Wouldn't have been a goal, of course, but she's trying to get it into the circle, but it does deflect off of a Green stick. Or is it? Green is getting the ball. Yeah, he's calling a 16-yard hit. Again, I think he needs to get those signals a little more clearer than he has been on that far side. He's pointing in the Ashland offensive direction, so it looks like it should be a 16-yard hit. Hopkinton is either protesting or questioning it, one or the other, but he is calling it. He had the wrong signal. I think that's the problem. He didn't have the right signal, and so Hopkinton was confused about who was going to get the ball. In any case, it comes right upfield to the side, to this side, the near side wing. That's Sophie Porter, brings it up. It's inside the circle. Save made by the goaltender. Again, controlled by Ashland. It's still in the circle. Stick edge, dangerous. Oh my God! It's counted. We'll take it. Iona again, her second goal tonight. That was a stick edge shot, which the official deemed not dangerous because it was on goal. There were no offensive players guarding her to make it dangerous. Hopkinton is questioning it, but at this point, I think with our angle, it looked like it was dangerous, but from his angle, as he's explaining to the Hopkinton captain down there, number 20, Zoe Adams, that it was legal. It was a legal stick edge shot high over the goaltender and into the goal for the second goal for the Clockers. Iona is having one heck of a night tonight with 10:40 to go in this game. The Clockers have a 2-goal lead. We don't want to go back to a 1-goal lead, but the ball is down in the offensive end for the Hillers. Now, before the stick edge was allowed to be used, that would not have been a goal. But the rules have been changed to allow the inside of the stick edge as well as the outside of the stick edge to be used in a legal manner to propel the ball downfield, dribble, or take a shot. 16-yard hit for the Clockers now. Hard drive, which is just barely stopped by Hopkinton. Perlov in the middle there. She kicks it. No, didn't catch that. And she passes to the sideline. Halloran over there, but Halloran is unable to control it because out of bounds. Oh, she is able to control it, so it's side in for Hopkinton. Okay, we have a whistle. Stick interference called against the Clockers. Perlov takes the hit. It's a self-start. Every time she turns around and tries to dribble upfield, she's running into an Ashland defensive player. And the Clockers control. Oh, nice pass up there. And Leone's got it inside the circle alone. It's a goal by Leone! Wow, what a play. That was a beautiful play. Cooney on the far side, she sent it in. There was a third player in there. I didn't catch the number, but it went by her, and Leone got control. One-on-one, Melissa Leone against the goalie for the goalie Hadley, Madison Hadley for the Hillers, and she puts it in the net, and the Clockers now with 9:05 to go have a pretty good lead, 3-0. No breakdowns here, and keep playing the defense you've been playing, and you can walk away with your first win of the season, Clockers. Here we go. That's Perloff again with the self-start after the whistle, after the goal, and after the whistle. She's got nobody to pass it to. The Ashland defense on that far side is just total shutdown. Stick edge pass into Ashland territory. It's stopped by Ashland, but I guess her foot was involved in it, which was a foul. Free hit by Hopkinton, goes out of bounds. No, now it went out of bounds, but it looks like his signal is telling me that Hopkinton's going to get the ball. Why is Hopkinton going to get the ball? He called a corner. Hopkinton took the shot. It went out of bounds. Even if it did go off white, it wouldn't be a corner. It would be a 25-yard hit. So now what are we calling here? Okay, it's on the 16. That tells me. No, now it's at the 25. Hopkinton picks it up. But it's not even on the right side. It should be on the other side. It's a 25-yard hit for Hopkinton. Stolen by the Clockers. Justifiably so. It should have been Clockers' ball. Leone has it again. She's dribbling upfield. 10, 15, 20 yards. She's inside the 20, but it's taken away by the Hopkinton defense. But again, Ashland's all over the ball. Call is made. It's going to go to Hopkinton. Very confusing on that far side official with his signals. You know, we're 50, 60 yards away, and I think there's a timeout call. Each team this year is allowed one timeout, and I think Hopkinton might have called that timeout. With 7:20 to go and a 3-goal lead, the Clockers are looking good. The last several years when the field hockey game went to quarters, it used to be 2 30-minute halves when and each team had one timeout per game. They eliminated the timeout, but when they went back to quarters 3 years ago, 15-minute quarters, they eliminated the timeouts. Then this year, they brought back one of the timeouts. The theory was that they were getting a 2-minute timeout after 15 minutes to start with. But they decided that it was a good idea to give the teams one timeout at least during the game. So Hopkinton, I'm guessing, called this timeout to slow things down and maybe reassess what they need to do to try to get back in this game. They'd need 2 quick goals, really, to get back into it in 7 minutes. It's pretty difficult to do, but stranger things have happened. Okay, Hopkinton's ready. Ashland's ready. Okay, it's a free hit, Hopkinton. It'll be on the whistle. 7:20 to go, 4th quarter. That's Zoe Adams taking the free hit just inside the 30-yard line of her own defensive end. He's looking for somebody to pass it to, but Ashland has all the angles covered. She does get it through to a teammate, Anderson. Anderson passes it to the sideline, and Halloran makes some real progress downfield. She's inside the 15, but it's, again, before she can pass it, Ashland defense all over it. Number 22 deflected away by Chapman. Whistle. Stick interference against Hopkinton. Free hit. Chapman's taking it. Well, she passes it over to Halleck to take the free hit. Ayla Halleck will take it from about the 32-yard line. Again, take your time. Clock is your friend. 3-goal lead. You don't have to rush it. She's looking for somebody open. She tries the aerial. It's intercepted by Hopkinton briefly. Controlled by Leone. Leone over to the wing on this side. Chapman, Wendy Chapman. Push called against Leone. It wasn't intentional, of course. She stumbled into her. So it'll be a Hopkinton free hit. Okay, I misread my program here, but that's Wiley Chapman, number 14. Okay, there's some fighting, green and white fighting back and forth on the far side. Can't catch any numbers over there, but again, it's slow down by the Ashland defense, preventing Hopkinton from getting anything really serious going. It goes into the circle and briefly and comes right back out. Now that signal is a corner call. He is pointing in the wrong direction, but his arms are are doing the right thing. So it is a corner, green corner, 4:40 to go. 3-goal lead for the Clockers. Injector for Hopkinton is Interante. She passes the ball to the middle of the circle, stopped there, and a stick edge attempt is unsuccessful, but she does get a shot off. That was amazing. Save by Hausman. That was Wadu Thantri on that receiving, attempted a pass, and then finally a shot on goal that was saved by Hausman. Ball comes up to the middle of the field now. Again, it's in good area. Can't score from up there. Ashland's playing a good kill the clock, passing the ball back and forth, and not allowing Hopkinton to get much control on the ball. It's inside the circle this time. They'll begin. Stopped there by, I think Emma Chapman. She passes it out. It's controlled on the near side now. Okay, Reese Interante has the ball. Okay, his call is obstruction on the Clockers, so the free hit is inside the 30. Yep, he's pointing to the 30-yard line, so she can drive it straight in on goal if she has an opening there, if she has an alley open. She sees one, but she dribbles it a few yards and attempts a pass, but it's intercepted there by Leone. And again, Leone breaks things up. Leone's a forward, but she's playing excellent defense. Pass goes over to the far side again. Again, that's Arjona over there. She's had a terrific game. 2 goals. Takeaway defense on the far side. Clock is ticking down. We're down under 3 minutes, under 2.5 actually. And Leone has the ball. Go! Melissa Leone. Or did I make the wrong call? I guess Leone got the assist. I'll get you the right call on that as soon as I see who drops that ball at midfield, but apparently it was Leone. Pass went to number 16. That was Danielle Moriarty. That pretty much puts the icing on the cake with 2:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Perlov self-starts. Attempt at a tackle by Leone, and she loses her stick, and Perlov keeps going down inside the 20-yard line. Got to hand it to Hopkinton. They haven't given up here. They're still trying. They're still trying to put the ball in goal. There was a stick-edge shot by Waduathanti, and it deflects off of an Ashland stick, I thought. It did. It's a 25-yard hit for Hopkinton. That's Hauser taking the hit. She self-starts. She dribbles 5. She's inside the 20. Goes back out. Again, the defense shuts her down. And the defense shuts that down. And there's a drive upfield, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. It'll be a side-in for Hopkinton at about the 40-yard line on their own defensive end. So, again, that's good. Almost a minute to go, 1 minute and 10 to go here. This has been a wonderful two-way performance by the Clockers in the second half. It was 0-0 at the half, despite the fact that the Clockers had dominated but they were unable to put the ball in the goal. But 4 goals in the second half of just, and we're under a minute. Ball goes out of bounds off of Hopkinton. It'll be a 16-yard hit coming out. We're down to 40 seconds. There's no question here. There's no question here that the better team won. It was just a matter of putting the ball in the net, which the Clockers did very well in the second half. We had Natalia Arona scoring the first 2 goals, Melissa Leone scoring the third. And the clock is ticking down now. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and that's the game. Clockers 4, Hopkinton 0 in the first battle between Tri-Valley League arch rivals. And I want to make sure I get Danielle Moriarty's name in there too. She scored the 4th goal, assisted by Leone. So it was a great 2-way game by the Clockers, offense and defense. And it was a nice win for the Clockers, led by Molly Foley, head coach Molly Foley, and Katie Blassie, Sarah Treyes, and Melissa Nichols. Good job, ladies. Again, we have control. Inside the circle. Goal! Excellent play by the Clockers. Number 3, Natalia Arona. Kofi Porter brings it up. It's inside the circle. Save made by the goaltender. Again, controlled by Ashland. It's still in the circle. Stick edge dangerous. Oh my God! It's counted. And the Clockers control. Oh, nice pass up there, and Leone's got it inside the circle alone. It's a goal by Leone! Wow, what a play! Side. Clock is ticking down. We're down under 3 minutes, under 2.5 actually. And Leone has the punt. Goal! Melissa Leone. Or did I make the wrong call? I guess Leone got the assist.